Hey, real quick before going to the description for the 25% off referral link, I'd recommend you stay and watch the rest of this review to help make an informed decision on the game first. Yes, it does support me and my content by giving $5 in store credit from Oculus, but my priorities are set on being informative. Okay, now that I have that out of the way, let's get into the good this game has to offer. Let me start with the feel of the guns. As a gun guy, good weapon mechanics are huge for me, and I'm pleased to say that Gambit delivers in this area. Now for full transparency, I've only used the starting pistols and one of the shotguns, but the pistols feel very good and the shotgun packs a punch as you'd expect. I've seen many people in the community comparing the weapons to the quality of zero calibers, and although a lot of people have had complaints about the hit marker effects, I personally think that it adds to the arcadey feel of the game. Now on to an aspect of the game that you wouldn't expect to be as good as it is, the character writing. Yes, the trailers displayed a lot of cursing in the dialogue, but if that bothers you, there is a profanity filter. Honestly, it didn't bother me at all, and I actually enjoyed the voice acting as a whole. The voice actors and writers did a great job at creating convincing characters that really add to the chaotic world the game takes place in. Even though I enjoyed the voice acting, it really didn't help the poorly made and almost non-existent story in the game.
Fuck. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Glue stick hangover routine. Go! Hey! I'm Kevin. I'm allergic to nuts, and everybody loves me.
Okay, I have one more positive to highlight before I get into the negatives of the game, and that is the graphics. Now this one might be a bit controversial, but I actually didn't mind it. The textures and colors create a unique visual style that I haven't seen yet in a VR game. And again, it added to the arcadey shoot 'em up feel of the game.
Babies and mental men, welcome to Municipal Mayhem! Coming at you live!
Alright, I think I've covered enough of the positives, so now let's get into the negative. Let's start with the gameplay. Now don't get me wrong, the game was straight up fun and I enjoyed most of my time with it, but I can't help but see wasted potential in a lot of the gameplay. Most of the levels feel small and repetitive. What I mean by this is you enter a level, fight off a wave of enemies, find an objective, fight off another wave, and complete the objective in these small arena-like areas. Another wasted game mechanic is the blue crates found within levels. They're hidden inside objectives that can be opened by shooting the red locks on the crates. Oddly enough, nothing physically comes out of them, and I can't even quite remember the purpose of opening these. I think it would have been a whole lot better if the crates opened and had guns or ammo inside, similar to Borderlands. Speaking of Borderlands, I feel like Gambit could have taken far more inspiration from it. In my opinion, this game would have thrived better as a Borderlands-like looter shooter, where you're running around, completing objectives, killing enemies, and opening crates to find cool new guns. Weapon rarities, random gun attachments, and skins on these guns found in crates or the gun shop would have helped with the gun variety rather than the 11 guns being unlocked and purchased along with the selected attachments in the armory at the base. I think that's enough of me rambling on about what could have been done better gameplay wise, so let's move on to the story. This game is not to be purchased for a good story. If you want a good story, go buy something like The Walking Dead or even Into the Radius, because it will not be found here. They definitely went for straight chaos and goofiness within the story rather than a detailed narrative. This didn't bother me too much because of how fun and lighthearted the gameplay is. That's about it story-wise, and now it's time for easily the biggest negative. I've been saving this one for last because I wanted to highlight most of the good Xreal Games has done, but let me reassure you, it is far from all good. So the biggest con I'm talking about is the game length and replayability. Really, this game should have been advertised as early access, as it only has one chapter containing 3 levels to play. Xreal claims that the other chapters and DLC projects are coming in future updates, but Xreal has an unfortunate history of abandoning projects to work on others, like when they stopped working on Zero Caliber for PC for a while to work on Zero Caliber Reloaded on Quest. This actually led me to refund the game as I found this pretty unacceptable and I was unwilling to gamble my money on the devs pulling through on updating Gambit. I mean, really, what were they working on that they delayed the game twice to only release one chapter of the game? Sure, they worked on PvP modes like Municipal Mayhem and Deathmatch, but the number of active players are often too few to enjoy these modes. Now on to replayability. It really depends on what kind of player you are. If you are focused on just getting through the mission, then there will be no replay value. If you focus on completing all the side objectives and unlocking all the guns, charms, attachments, skins, and masks, which can feel a bit grindy, then you may find a fair bit of content in what is currently present in the game. Alright, now to my final thoughts. Do I think you should buy this game? No. In its current state, I don't think there's enough content here for the average player to enjoy. Yes, the gunplay's good, and yes, the gameplay can be quite fun. But it's a matter of how long it lasts, which can vary from player to player. Like I said, if you plan on doing everything this game has to offer, it may be worth the money, but for the average player, I think it will be worth waiting until most of the content, if not all of the content, is here before purchasing. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, and don't forget that if you do want to purchase Gambit on Quest 2, make sure to use my referral link for 25% off your purchase and to support my channel in the process. Thanks.